Good morning, it's JP. Listen, I have a couple of messages that I wanted to answer. Um, I'm not that great of a typer, and like I've always said, that by the time I get through typing, the subject has changed. So I thought I'd do it this way. I run my mouth off a little bit here. Sometimes it makes me feel better, you know. The question was asked of me how long I intended to live my carefree life, and do you intend on doing it in your truck camper? Yeah, I'm going to be using the truck camper as long as I can. The motorhome is sitting in the driveway. I'm trying to get it ready to go as well. So, but I'm not going to take it out until June or maybe July. I'm shooting for June 1st or June 3rd when I get my retirement check. So, and then at that point, I'll go on up north, up to the Mogollon Rim, and hang out there for the summer till it starts to get too cold. How long am I going to do it? How long am I going to live this way? As long as I can. I can tell you that. Right now I'm in pretty good shape. I just have some problems. It comes with the age. Nothing I can do about it, but it's not something that's debilitating. Is that the word? I just need to watch. I just need to watch, what I eat, watch my health a little bit. It's nothing major. It could be if I don't pay attention to what's going on around me. But yeah, he said that his wife passed away some 5 years ago, and he's been preparing to move into a Class C and doing the same as me, and the time is drawing close. My home is paid for and is about to go on the market to give me the funds for the Class C. I got to tell you, if your home is paid for completely, I would keep it. I wouldn't sell it. Try to find yourself a used RV, a used Class C. You can find them if you look around and wait, a little patience. You'll find them. Maybe not this spring or summer, but when it starts getting cooler, they pop up all over the place. A couple of my friends have bought them from Craigslist, and they've got pretty good deals. With an older RV, they say, well, you can get the bugs out. The bugs are already gone and they've been fixed. Well, this one's 40 years old. My motorhome was 40 years old, and bugs keep coming back. I can't kill them all. So, but fortunately, I spent enough time under the hood, laying on the concrete. Pretty much handle most everything. The electrical part, I'm a little bit slow at, but it might take me 2 or 3 days to get it figured out. But I'll get it done eventually. I've been towed a few times because I wasn't able to get it fixed fast enough for the man that was parked behind me with his lights on. So. But if you can get it to a spot where you can sit for a while, you'll be able to figure it out eventually. The Class C I think that the Class C is probably one of the better ones. The Class A's, the fuel mileage is terrible. Older Class A's, nobody wants them around. They cost more to tow if you have a problem, and even brand new ones, they just don't make things like they used to, I guess you could say. some friends of mine just bought theirs not too long ago. It was a used one, but it was fairly new, and they're still having trouble on the way to Alaska, and I think you know who I'm talking about. So, you know, it's a crapshoot. I got lucky with this one. There wasn't a whole lot wrong with it. The motor had an electrical fire, burned up all the wires, so, you know, it took me a little while to figure out where everything went by trial and error. But I saved myself a whole lot of money. I mean, the guy was just pulling his hair out. He didn't want it anymore, so I stepped up and got it. The waiting for a deal, the truck, the pickup, it's an 81. I hadn't run in quite some time. A guy had it. He was fairly a younger man. He didn't want to mess with it. He put a new fuel pump on it. It wouldn't start. Put a new fuel pump on it and did a few things. Couldn't get it to run. So he sold it. I got it for $200. If you wait, be patient, you'll find it. All that was wrong with it was the gas line was split. You know, the fuel pump was sucking air. So, you know, and I put a little bit of money in it. The camper was the same thing. It's like a Craigslist up here. It's a local local website on Facebook. Somebody popped up one day and had a camper for sale for $250. I went and looked at it in the truck, put it on the truck, and drove home. So for $450, I got a truck and a camper. If you have patience, then you know, you'll find them deals. People get into trouble and they need money now. That's just kind of my thoughts about it. I intend to do it for the rest of my life if I can. I don't want to, you know, stay at home, grow old, and dependent on somebody else to take care of me. My favorite thing to say is, when I do go, I want to be sliding in sideways, ragged, wore out, completely exhausted, and face down, so I can tell the world to kiss. Well, you finish it. So I don't want to grow old and have to be sitting in a motorhome, in a nursing home for, you know, 6-7 years or so. That's just not who I am or who I want to be. I may not have a choice in it, but that's not what I want. The second question was, he recently lost both of his parents. I know what that's like. I lost my dad in '74, but I took care of my mother for 7 or 8 years, I think it was, until I couldn't anymore. I wasn't capable of taking care of her. So I ended up, I had to put her in a home, and that was all I could do. She was losing her health quickly, staying with me. At least she had, excuse me, at least in a home she had people around her that she could talk to and be friends with, and nurses 24 hours a day that would take care of her. He said that he's living alone in the house that he grew up in. He needs, just my opinion, listen, I'm the last person that you should be asking advice about things like that anyway. Everything that I've gotten or did, I just fell into. There was no plan, really. He grew up in the house that he's living in. He's going crazy. 15 years he took care of his parents. He's 40 years old. Now, it's a lifetime. 15 years when you're that young. He wants to, he says he feels trapped. Yeah, I bet he does. Because I felt that way. But he says that soon he'll be getting out of there. If that house is paid for, sir, try to keep it, because you may need it later in life. You know, 40 years old, everybody has that dream that they want to go and live on the island and sit around, drink coconut drinks, and wow, the sun went down. Sit around, drink coconut drinks, and lay in the hammock. And you know, like Jimmy says, it's just not that way. Jimmy Rants, it's not that way. It's a pain. It's hard to live like this, like I am. I go to the house every now and then just to relax. Things pop up, things happen. Most of the time, granted, I mean, it's nice. It's a pretty nice thing to do, but I'm also almost 70 years old, so my working life is over. I got some, like I said, I've got some health problems. I'm not going to get a job 70 years old, and if I do, it's going to be on my terms, not theirs. But listen to Jimmy Rantz. If you want advice at your age, listen to Jimmy Rantz. He's been doing this for a very long time, and he's always got some good advice. The only thing I would say about it is that if it were me, I'd be working and saving. No money in, no money out. All of a sudden you'll turn 65 years old. What is it, 67 now? And you go to retire and get your Social Security check, and you didn't put anything in there. Now what? You can't work, you got no money coming in at all. And if you do, it's very little. Now what do you do? See my point? I worked hard all of my life, and I put away some money. Unfortunately, it was taken away from me all at one time. Well, over a 6-week period of time, it was taken away. I wasn't taken away, I shouldn't say that. I had to use it. So my retirement plans changed abruptly. So where was I? 40 years old. I think, my opinion, just my opinion, was I would get yourself an RV and live in it full time. Get a job. God, I hate to say that, because there's so much of people that are doing that now. Get a job. Get a job. Don't be an e-beggar. Don't, sit around and drink beer, and everybody's talking about that. All I gotta say is I'm glad I worked. I'm glad I worked hard, because I got some steady money coming in for the rest of my life. I'm never going to get it all back, but I'll have some, enough to take care of myself, because I worked hard and put it in there, paid taxes and all that. So I guess that's about it. I just wanted to respond to these two messages on them, and try to put some input. Don't get me wrong, guys, either one of you. Get out there, follow your dream, like Jimmy Rantz says. Follow your dream. If you want to, get yourself an RV and go have some fun. Just keep in the back of your mind, though, that 65 comes really quick. Let me tell you, one day I was 40 years old, and it seemed like a week went by, and I'm 65. Well, I'm almost 67 now. Just keep that in mind. That's all I got to say. I guess that's it. So I'll talk to you again pretty soon. Very soon. Talk to you later.